Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I did have my live show, which was so much fun doing the reading wrap up that way. I'm going to continue the trend in February. I already have 2 guests lined up to join me. I will reveal those at some point during this TBR, but I want to talk to you about the books that I plan to read, hope to read in February. The first book is The Girls Are Gone, the true story of 2 sisters who vanished, the father who kept searching, and the adults who conspired to keep the truth hidden, by Michael Brodkorb and Allison Mann. Very long title with like a subtitle. This is a nonfiction true crime about Samantha and Gianna Ruckey going missing, about the divorce proceedings between David and Sandra. I'm currently reading this one. I'm about this far into it. I'm actually hoping to finish it maybe tomorrow. I did start this one in January and it's just been slow going. The font is extremely like tiny and it does have like courtroom documents and interviews and newspaper articles and all of that. It also has a section of photos in here, which I have like looked at several times. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's not like my typical true crime story, and the authors actually narrate the book, but it's also from an indie press. So I feel like it's not the best production as far as like an audiobook is concerned, but I do like that it has like court transcripts and newspaper articles and all of that. So if you're into true crime, I do recommend this so far. The audiobook experience, it's helping me get through it. It's like a 13.5-hour audiobook. So I'm going to finish that. And then February, Sarah waited for me. She wanted to read this in January. And I was like, I want to read that too, but I can't do it until February. So she waited for me. Thank you, Sarah. We're going to read Coltie by Mariana Zapata. This will be my 3rd Zapata novel. It's a chunky boy, and this one follows a soccer star and the assistant coach, I believe. It's going to be a slow burn, I'm assuming. And I have heard a couple things about this recently that may kind of throw me off. I heard that there's a lot of poop. Like, the word poop is used a lot in here, and that they refer maybe to the coach as like being German, and they say that like a lot. So as long as I can overlook that, I think I will really enjoy it. So I haven't set the exact dates that we're gonna read it, but I'm really excited to read it this month with Sarah, and you'll hear all of my thoughts in the live wrap up at the end of the month. All right, of course, you guys know that I have to read this month. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Jessie sent me this, and she actually read it in January, which was so much fun hearing her thoughts. We did some reading sprints together, and she talked about it, and then she talked about it a little bit more in the live wrap-up show. But I'm really excited to jump in myself and see what I think. I'm reading this. My book club's also reading this, so I'm really excited to join all of them in the discussion. And then I just have some books that I just kind of want to get to. I started I did in January reread A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I also read Good Girl, Bad Blood, and this is the 3rd book in the Good Girl's Guide trilogy. So I am doing a reading vlog of the entire trilogy. I've already done my parts for the first 2 books, but I'm waiting for my library hold to come in for this 3rd book. It is a little bit chunkier, but that's not really the reason why I'm waiting on the audiobook. I'm waiting on the audiobook because these books, the full cast audio narration along with reading it physically is just so good. It's like one of the best audiobook experiences ever. When there's a phone call, it sounds muffled like they're on a phone call. When there's like ambiance noises and stuff like that, you can hear that. And like I said, it's a full cast. So I really like that, but I also like to have this because sometimes there's like pictures or maps or notes and things like that. I will say in this one, just flipping through, it does seem to have a lot less than the previous 2 books have. But yeah, this is the 3rd book. I'm not too sure what the plot of this one is going to be other than what it says, but I don't really want to spoil people that maybe have not picked up this series yet, but I highly recommend this YA mystery series. It's so shiny. It's the duct tape on the front. It's super, super shiny. But yeah, highly recommend this YA mystery series. All right, then I'm in the mood for this. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but now is the time. I want to strike while the iron is hot and read The Invisible Husband of Frick Island by Colleen Oakley. This is a book I literally have never heard anybody talk about, except for I heard about it on a Bookish podcast, and it sounded amazing. It kind of reminded me a little bit of A Season for Second Chances by Jenny Bayliss, about how the town was such an important part of that story. It sounds like the town in this one of Frick Island is going to be like a really important part of this story, and it just sounds like it's going to be lovely. This woman, well, and sad, of course, and sad, because this woman's husband dies, but she carries on as if he's still alive and right there. They go on their weekly dinner dates. She walks them to work. She makes them breakfast. And all of the townspeople like go along with this. So not really sure what's going on. A journalist goes to town to do a story about another event that's happening in the town. And then they notice what's going on with this woman and her like deceased husband and the town. And he gets really interested in that. So sorry about Charlie barking in the background. She's going crazy. It's the time of night that everybody likes to walk their dogs. And she's saying hi to them. But yeah, I'm just really interested in this one, and I hope I love it. Also, I wanted to point out there are no Book of the Month books, no new Book of the Month books on this because I did not pick any of them. None of them, like, I was really not interested in any of them. But I do have one remaining Book of the Month on my shelf. The Final Revival of Opal and Nev by Dawnie Walton. This is very much reminiscent of Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This band is Opal and Nev, and I mean, it has a very like rock and roll cover. But this one is, she's an independent woman. Opal believes that she can be a star. So when British singer-songwriter Neville Charles discovers her at a bar's amateur night, she takes him up on his offer to make rock music together. And it's set in the early 70s in New York City. And decades later, as Opal reconsiders a 2016 reunion with Nev, music journalist S. Sunny Shelton seizes the chance to curate an oral history about her idols. This one does have a lot of interviews. It looks like it's told solely in interview format and like editor notes. So it has all of like different people. I'm hoping to get my hands on the audiobook, and I hope it is a full cast. Oh, it was our neighbor stopping by with his dog Wendy. So then my husband is out there with Charlie. Anyway, yeah, so I'm hoping to get to the audiobook for this one, and if I read this one, I will have no unread Book of the Months because I unhauled all of my other ones. But I also kind of thought it would be fun, and I've kind of been holding on to this one to read some other musical themed books with it. So I went ahead and put them on my TBR, but I don't know if I'm actually going to end up doing that vlog or not. It just depends if I am in the mood or not. But I would really like to at least get to this one. But the other musical books are the new book that I picked up, Heard It in a Love Song by Tracy Garvis Graves. This is about our main character, Layla Hilding, and she's 35 and recently divorced, and then she's struggling to break free of her past glory days as a lead singer in the band and a 10-year marriage to a man who never put her first. So she used to be a really, you know, famous singer. And then a long time ago, I don't know what book it was that I read. Maybe it was Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm not really sure. But because of a video that I posted, someone recommended this. I read about it. I purchased it immediately, and it's been like maybe 2 or 3 years since that happened. But The Songbook of Benny Lament by Amy Harmon. Never read anything by this author. Love the cover. It's chunky. So I am hoping to find an audiobook of this one of some sort. I don't really remember too much of what it's about, but New York, 1960. Benny Lament, music is his entire life. With his father's deep ties to the mob, the Bronx piano man has learned that love and family can get you in trouble. So I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to put it in this musical one. And then the last one, I don't know how much music it actually has in it, but it's Mary Jane by 𝒑𝒂𝒗𝒆. And it does have a very musical cover. And I think it is set in the 1970s Baltimore. So it says Almost Famous meets Daisy Jones and the Six, and this funny, wise, and tender novel about a 14-year-old girl's coming of age in 1970s Baltimore, caught between her straight-laced family and the progressive one she nannies for, which happens to be secretly hiding a famous rock star and his movie wife for the summer. So I'm not sure like how much of like that part is actually in the book, but I'm really excited about it nonetheless. So those are the books that I am hoping to get to in February. Like I said, I'm not really sure like what content I'm going to be putting out in February, to be completely honest. And if I finish with these, I did recently buy some new books, so those are kind of calling to me. Also, I want to try to work on my 22 books and 2022 books. Those are down there, so I still have a lot of those to get to. But now I wanted to announce the co-hosts for the February wrap up live show at the end of the month. You are going to be able to find Beth and Ashley. Beth from Beth's All Booked and Ashley from Ashley's Little Library. They are going to join me on my channel at the end of the month, February 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be doing our monthly wrap up together. If you happen to have missed January's, you can go back and watch that. It's a lot of fun because it's me, and in January, it was me and Jesse and Jordan, and we just talked about the books that we read and what we thought, the ones that we recommend, the ones that we don't necessarily recommend, and a couple of other things were thrown in there as well. It's just such a fun way to like actually talk to other readers about the books that you're reading instead of just talking to a camera in your bedroom all by yourself. So I had so much fun. Thank you again to Jesse and Jordan for joining me on that episode. I am so excited to team up with Beth and Ashley for February. So I will have the details linked down below in the description box for you. Don't forget, check out their channels as always. You probably already know about them. They make similar content, read similar stuff that I do. But I am so like energized and refreshed with watching their content. Beth cracks me up, and I love that Ashley always has like that salty opinion, you know? So gotta love that. But anyway, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye guys.